I think he's just trying to time it right now, Caleb. Play around with the draft, play around with the runs, see, all right, where can I set up to make my move?
Well, keep in mind, too, I mean, he's been in the lead all day long. He doesn't have the experience of being behind somebody trying to set up a pass because he's been up there. So this is a great time to just sit back here, learn where you can get your run and how much momentum you can carry, and then at the end of this thing, try to use it against Parker White. So good at getting back to that throttle sooner, and he has a run, can't quite get to the back bumper of the number 53.
You'd rather force Parker White into a mistake than trying to overdrive it. And I think if you're Buttafuoco, you're going to have to pass him on the outside. That inside line has just not been a good spot to pass all race long. Here he goes to the outside. Can he get to the outside corner? No, not quite.
But he's going to have the crossover. He's going to have the momentum down to the inside. Side by side down the backstretch and into 3 now. Parker White trying to hang on, but Buttafuoco did that beautifully as they come up on the lap traffic trying to use Naraki as a pick.
And he does. Naraki in the wall. Parker White never lifted. I think Buttafuoco did. Back to side by side. Parker White with a huge run off turn 4, and Buttafuoco timed it perfect. But Parker White hangs around on the outside. And Buttafuoco's going to have to go back to the drawing board and try it again. The lap
he's
car
sticking right
almost worked in his favor, Caleb.
Yeah, but he was able to stick on that inside quarter panel. Doesn't want to go back behind him just yet. But now on the outside, like you said, I mean, it's been the preferred lane all day long, and Parker White using it to his advantage there to hold off Daniel Buttafuoco. Now, like you said, he's got to go back to the drawing board and figure out what he's got to do to get around the 53, because Parker White knows now that Buttafuoco does want that outside lane, and he's going to defend it really hard to make sure that Buttafuoco can't weaponize it against him. 26 laps to go, and it's a chess match between the two leaders.
And for Buttafuoco, it was perfect. He used the outside line to get the run, then slingshotted by on the inside down the back straightaway. The problem was, I think Buttafuoco lifted for the lap car. That, or he just lost this momentum sliding up the racetrack naturally. Parker White got such a run up top, he was able to hang around on the outside and keep it going. 25 laps to go. They are good on fuel to the end. This is just a battle between the top two, blow for blow, for the next 24 and a half laps.
I mean, they're searching for grip. I just don't know if there's any to be found on the inside. Again, Parker White going to be so careful to not let Buttafuoco up to that outside again.
Parker White takes his line away here on the bottom through 1 and 2.
If I'm Buttafuoco right now, though, I'm sitting in this draft, letting my tires cool down and making a run at it again once we get up to this lap traffic. See if I can use one of these lap cars like he tried to use Naraki. I mean, it was just perfect that Parker White stayed in the throttle and got that momentum. But you see how committed Parker White is to that outside lane now. I mean, he hasn't even come close to touching the bottom since they had that battle for the lead there.
In the last couple of laps, Parker White has been faster than Daniel Buttafuoco consistently. 22 to go this time by.
Coming up on the lap car of Oshalim. It was running about a second slower than both of these leaders, so he's on that outside. Maybe Buttafuoco thinking about how to use that to his advantage here.
Solid exit there from Parker White on the outside. Get to Oshalim here through 3 and 4. Good 3 and 4 though. Buttafuoco able to eat into the lead a little bit. And their lap times pretty much identical at the start-finish line.
And you see, I mean, Oshalem was committed to the outside. It forced Parker White down on the inside. If Daniel Buttafuoco can be just a little bit closer, can he get to that outside quarter panel? Because once he does, I mean, that's all he needs. You'll get on the throttle sooner and have the momentum and really make a run for this thing again.
Even there, it looked like off 4. 20 laps to go at Kansas. There's still a lot of time left. If you're thinking, why isn't Buttafuoco pouncing? Well, he's got a lot of time up on the scoreboard to do something about it. And he doesn't want to screw it up and put himself in a hole that he can't dig himself out of.
And not only that, but they're at, just about that cliff where these tires hit, that lap 19, 20-ish mark where you start to bleed lap time if you press it too hard. Look at that track temp. It's almost up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 30 degrees above what it was just about an hour and a half ago. So this is some of the most treacherous conditions we've seen all day, and it's with 20 laps to go. Buttafuoco's going to have to figure something out to try to get around Parker White.
Again, he goes to the bottom in 1 and 2. He'd been following Parker White upstairs through 3 and 4. A good 1 and 2 from Buttafuoco. Parker White extends the lead a little bit. They split lines again here through 3 and 4. It seems like Buttafuoco better on entry. Parker White, of course, backs the entry up so he gets the better launch off. 18 to go.
The question's going to be if the 42 can get close enough on entry here to either get to the outside of Parker White, or if he can send it in deep enough to clear Parker White and keep him behind him. Pull the slide job off.
Looked like a little wiggle there out of Parker off 2. That's the wrong button. Haven't done that one yet.
Here we go, though. Side by side again off 4. Parker White's going to have the run, but can Buttafuoco stick there? He's right on that rear bumper as they cross the stripe. Can he make a move down on the inside? He's peeking.
Side by side, he drove it in deep. Parker White backs up the corner, back on the gas, gets the launch off on exit, and he clears him.
Buttafuoco last time by was a 10th quicker than Parker White, though. Here comes Buttafuoco. He's going to go up this outside. Can he get there on exit?
He's got to run. Huge run. Where does he go with it? To the inside. Side by side for the lead, 16 to go.
That's absolutely everything you wanted. He's going to wash up the racetrack, though, if he can just stick there. Parker White has to get out of the throttle, and here comes Buttafuoco with the run on the inside. Side by side down the backstretch with 16 to go at Kansas.
Can he replicate it in 3 and 4? Parker White drives it in deep, pinches him down, doesn't let Buttafuoco push him up the racetrack. Both cars stick through 3 and 4. Up the hill they go. They're still wheel to wheel. Parker White will get him back at the start-finish line, but it's not by much. They go back to turn number 1. Can Buttafuoco hold down there again?
Still side by side. I mean, they are just absolutely all over each other right now. Buttafuoco going to try to squeeze Parker White up against the wall, but Parker White with the run. He's going to stay there with the side draft going down into turn 3 and 4 now. Still mano-a-mano coming out of turn number 4.
Little wiggle out of Buttafuoco up the hill. Good run from Parker White on exit. Let's see if he can clear him getting into 1. Doesn't look like it. Buttafuoco still trying to pull the side draft through the tri-oval and back to turn number 1, but I think Parker White is going to be strong enough on the outside line, and he is not quite clear, but oh man, Buttafuoco almost turned him around up off the corner, still side by side to 3.
With how hard they're going right now, if you let Parker White get clear, you can kiss this race win goodbye, and that's why Buttafuoco's trying so hard, but Parker White committed on this outside. He's going to clear Daniel Buttafuoco now. Can Buttafuoco get back to him going back into turn number 1 with 13 laps to go from Kansas?
How much did Buttafuoco burn off the right front tire? I think that's the big question right now. Drives it in deep into 1 and 2. He has a run. He's not quite side by side with Parker White. He has to get back in the draft. There is lap traffic ahead. Can't quite tell who it is. Looks like it's a black car. But Buttafuoco in the tire tracks of Parker White. They both go to the outside. Remember, it was Buttafuoco on the top, Parker White on the bottom that gave Buttafuoco the shot to try and take the lead. 12 to go. Parker White's learned. He's like, all right, well, I'm not giving you the top solo. We're both going up there now.
Buttafuoco is within pouncing distance, though, and that's the important part, as they've been battling all over each other, approaching the lap car of Jonathan Cutlip in the 5. Buttafuoco peeking down to the inside just a little bit, but I think he's committed to that high side, like you said. And Parker White, absolutely no chance that he's letting him have it.
The third place car 3 seconds back. It's a 2-horse race with 11 laps to go. And barring a caution flag, these two will fight it out for the win. Buttafuoco looks to the inside. Parker White's in the wall. He bounces it off the safer barrier. He still keeps his foot in it, and he's still clear of Daniel Buttafuoco.
I mean, I thought it was over right there, but Parker White, like you said, keeps his foot on it, keeps his momentum up, and is still in the lead over Daniel Buttafuoco. But Buttafuoco has a run here. Can he make the most of it? White all the way down to the grass. Here comes Buttafuoco trying to get to that outside quarter panel now. Bumper to the back of the 53. There
he turns him! Into the wall goes Parker White. It's Kenseth and Logano 2.0. Buttafuoco takes the lead. Parker White saves the race car, and they are still side by side for the lead. Are you kidding me?
What will it take for one of these cars to get clear? Parker White has stayed so committed to staying in the lead right now. Here comes Daniel Buttafuoco trying it again. He's going to squeeze Parker White up to that outside wall. They make contact almost as they cross the stripe. Give it to Buttafuoco that time by.
Back to turn number 1, side by side. Parker White, Daniel Buttafuoco. Can they do this for 9 more laps without junking each other? It is clean racetrack ahead of them. No lap traffic. There is Brian Zabelski, or no, that's Scott Ricard, I think, behind him. They're on fresher tires, but I'm not sure that they're going to want to get by these guys. They are still side by side. Yes, it is Ricard. Parker White almost makes contact. 8 to go.
Can Buttafuoco get clear, though? Parker White still there. Both of these guys, I mean, tires are absolutely screaming right now with how hard they've been battling. Buttafuoco with the nose. Parker's, I mean, he's just there enough, and he's going to try to get that side draft. Still side by side into 3 with 8 laps to go. White with the advantage right now, but here comes Buttafuoco back on the inside.
Tried to push him up the racetrack, and when you have a car on your outside, it's tough to make the corner, but Buttafuoco does it. 7 laps to go. Still wheel to wheel for the lead. These guys have been side by side for the last 20 laps, and they've got 7 more to go here at Kansas. Buttafuoco and Parker White still wheel to wheel off 2.
And both of these guys just absolutely white knuckling this thing. They go back into turn number 3. White still trying to pull away, but Buttafuoco staying so strong down on this inside. I don't know how they haven't cleared each other yet. One of them, they make contact again coming to the stripe. It's 6 laps to go.
That time by photo finish. I'm not sure who won that race. If that was the last lap, may have to go to laser scoring like they did earlier this year here at Kansas. Parker White and Buttafuoco still side by side for the top spot. Nobody giving an inch. Little wiggle out of Parker White, keeps his foot in it. He has a run off the corner. Dead even, locked together, contact into turn number 3. Buttafuoco keeps his foot in it down in the bottom. He's got the advantage by a nose off 4, coming to 5 to go.
And like clockwork, here comes Parker White on the exit of the corner with that momentum he has from running the outside. Buttafuoco going to try to send it in again. I mean, it's been this same song and dance for the last 15 laps. Neither one of them can get it fully, but here comes Parker White. A little bit of a wobble. Was that enough for Buttafuoco? No. White still sticks on that outside corner panel. Has the run once again, going back into 3.
Just hasn't been able to shake him, and up the hill again goes Buttafuoco. Parker White keeps his foot in it. They both find the grip somehow, some way. Eventually, they're going to run out of real estate. The wall is up there. 4 to go. Parker White leaves it at the line by the fender. Here we go, back to turn number 1. Let's see what Buttafuoco can do.
He's going to wash up the racetrack just a little bit. Parker White trying to give him space. Buttafuoco back to the throttle. I mean, about a half a car length advantage, but here comes Parker White again to even it back out going into turn 3. And while these two are battling, does this open the door for Graham Boland in 3rd at all?
He's less than a second back. Parker White, big run off 4. He's loose. That opened the door back for Buttafuoco. He almost had the deal closed right there. I think if these guys get single file, the race is over, but they are still locked together side by side. Bolin faster that last lap by more than 4/10 over the top 2. Will he have enough time? 2.5 to go.
Still all over each other. Parker White trying to hold on. Buttafuoco, they're going to make contact going into 3. Buttafuoco up the racetrack. They still make contact just a little bit. Parker White holding on. He's on that outside quarter panel still. Graham Bolin closing fast, though. 2 laps to go from Kansas.
Buttafuoco out in front by half a car length. That's how he won stage number 1 against Blake Reynolds. Now he's trying to win the race against 10-time Parker White. Still side by side. Graham Bolin is less than 3/4 back. Coming to the white flag. Big sideways from Buttafuoco. They're still wheel to wheel. Coming back to the white flag. Parker White on the outside. Daniel Buttafuoco on the inside. Graham Bolin is just 2-3 car lengths back. They're wheel to wheel for the lead. Coming to the white flag. 1 more lap to go in the SM Racing 400K at Kansas. Parker White leads this lap. Caleb, who's going to win the last one?
I don't know. It might be Graham Bolin. He has a huge run and has not been leaning on each other like these two leaders have. They're all under a blanket out of turn number 2 for the final time. Parker White's going to hold up Bolin, though. Buttafuoco's clear down the backstretch.
Does Parker White have anything left into turn number 3? Bolin sends it. Contact up the hill. He moves Parker White. Parker White up by the wall. He's sideways. And that's all Daniel Buttafuoco needs to see off the corner. Checkered flag in the air. And Daniel Buttafuoco holds on to win a wild one at Kansas.
Race of the year. I mean, Parker White and Daniel Buttafuoco going at it. Graham Bolin to reel him in at the end, and Daniel Buttafuoco, after being the dominant car of the day, losing the lead on that last pit cycle, holds on and is your winner from Kansas. What a battle there for the win.
Have you ever? Man, oh man.
I mean, is that the most intense racing you'll see anywhere on iRacing? I mean, that was beautiful from these guys.
It might be, and remember, we didn't have a caution for more than 100 laps. I'm just throwing that out there. Let's take a look at the last lap. This is coming to the white flag.
I mean, again, it's this same song and dance for the last 15 laps, but Graham Bolin is the factor that Daniel Buttafuoco finally needed. Who knew? Going down into turn 1, you can see he has all the momentum in the world. Going up on that high side, hasn't been burning up his tires. You think he's in the perfect position here, but Parker White, him getting loose right there is really what forces Graham Bolin's hand at this point, because it gives Daniel Buttafuoco that track position. And look at Graham Bolin send it in, wash Parker White up the racetrack, and it's over from there.
Caleb, I almost wonder maybe if Parker White purposely backed off there in turn number 2 to try and get the draft and get the run, thinking, all right, well, I'm not going to win it, stuck up on the outside. If I can get behind him, maybe pull up down the back bumper, down the back straightaway, and pull to the inside and make a move into 3. The problem was Graham Bolin was already there and pushing him up the racetrack by the time they got to turn 3 on the last lap. And I mean, an incredible finish here at Kansas. If he's burned it down, well, we already missed it. He's parked it at the start-finish line. Job well done for Daniel Buttafuoco.